Happy Saturday morning, everybody. It's a rainy day in Georgia. You remember that song? And it's raining all over this world. Well, the rain finally came, and we are rained out tonight at Peevely, Missouri. Damn it. Oh, well, my Sunoco dirt car is sitting there on jack stands, and it is ready to go for next week. So I think I'll just have a real nice, easygoing week because I don't have anything to do to the dirt car. It is ready to go. All right. I had a wonderful time going to Rockingham. And I went to my mama's house and had dinner with her and spent the night with mom. And we had a wonderful time. My brother Mike, my mother, and myself, we went to Showmars. Showmars is just a nice little restaurant that we enjoy, and went up there and had dinner and spent the night with mom and even did a coffee with Kenny. I hope you enjoyed meeting my mama, Judy. She is a badass for so many reasons. And I hope you all got a look inside why I am the way I am. Yeah, every once in a while when I rough y'all up, that's my mama coming out. Oh, we're nice until we're not. We don't mean to be mean, though. Okay, so went to Rockingham, and with no exaggeration, you know what I was telling Kenny Schrader, and I told Lee Spencer with the media, and I told Bob Pockras. I probably told about 5 or 6 people this. What I really enjoyed about Rockingham was that you didn't have to exaggerate anything. It was real. So Rockingham was really packed. The vibe at Rockingham was really real. It was awesome. And, you know, they preserved that racetrack somehow. And I got to thinking, how in the hell did they preserve Rockingham this good? Well, when you look back at it, there was quite a few people that was trying to save Rockingham. For example, Andy Hillenberg, he bought it. And I want to say thank you to Andy Hillenberg. He gave it his all. But Andy just didn't have enough money to keep it going. But, you know, there's Andy. He fixed it up. It's true. You can see pictures of Rockingham. It was dilapidated. I mean, there was my buddy Mitchell Stapleton. You know, Mitchell does all the legendary videos of NASCAR's history past. Mitchell and his girlfriend were down there, and we talked, and we're real good friends. Mitchell Stapleton and his girlfriend, we go eat together. We do a lot of things together. We just hit it off. We're just unlikely friends, I guess, but we really get along well. But Mitchell said they did a video where the windows were broke out. There was birds flying through the suites. And I said, you got to be kidding me, because now it all looks like we never left. And then there, you know, I think it's like the place had 3 owners. But there was a time that Rockingham was in disrepair. And it's like, you know, 11 years ago, there was all those grandstands in turns 1 and 2. And now the grandstands are gone. Where'd they go? Well, they sold them. So I want to say this about Rockingham. Kenny Schrader, and we're going to talk about this on Herman Schrader in depth. Schrader says it best. Kenny Schrader says, NASCAR never left Rockingham. I'm like, explain, please. Well, history says, and it's true, it's accurate, because NASCAR, when we were talking to NASCAR at Rockingham, we talked to NASCAR at Rockingham. This story is accurate, 100%. Back in the day, Bruton Smith and NASCAR, they didn't own all the tracks. Rockingham was owned by the DeWitts. Well, he died, and the girls were left. And there's a little bit more to the story here. But anyway, bottom line was the DeWitts sold the racetrack. And the new owners basically got rid of the racetrack, so they moved a date to another racetrack. NASCAR never moved the date. It's just that the track was done. No, it's like we own it, but we're not racing here anymore. So the new owners decided not to have a NASCAR race there. Same thing with Wilkesboro. So I think the title of this will be NASCAR Never Left Rockingham or Wilkesboro. And people are going to click on it. They go, yes, they did. I'm like, no. Listen to this. So Rockingham was sold by the DeWitts. The new owners didn't want to bring Cup back there. Same thing with Wilkesboro. Wilkesboro was bought out and didn't want to bring Cup back there. And one thing that's really interesting, me and Schrader talked about, NASCAR went to the Chicagoland Speedway and the Joliet Speedway, two ovals in Joliet and Chicagoland Speedway. Downtown Chicago is downtown Chicago, but you drive an hour outside of town. So Chicagoland and Joliet, that's not Chicago. That's like an hour outside of Chicago. People around Chicago, they're not going to drive an hour out of town. Hell, I'm not going to drive an hour to see the Cardinals play baseball. It's like 17 minutes for me. So now I'll say the street course is going really good. The street course is going really good, and it's going to stay going. I'm hearing good things about that street course. Okay, let me get back on track here. NASCAR, if that's what we're going to say, went to Chicagoland Speedway, went to California Speedway, went to Kentucky. They all failed, and they all ended up right back at Wilkesboro and right back at Rockingham. So we're watching. You ever hear that story in life come full circle? NASCAR's coming right back home. And I really believe there's room for 3 races a year to go right back to where we came from. Because the Chicago street course race is working. The only thing I could ever see is if politics got in the way. So the Chicago street course race is there. I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, I forgot. California, Kentucky, Chicago, they all failed. We went back to Bowman Gray. We went back to Wilkesboro. And we went back to Rockingham. 3 for 3. 3 for 3. We left those 3 tracks and came back home to those 3 tracks. All right, we're going to keep this one to 8 minutes, but NASCAR never left those tracks. Those original owners sold them and demanded NASCAR to go to those other tracks. Had a great talk with NASCAR this weekend, learned a lot. But buddy, I'm going to tell you one thing. I would lay in that bed at night and I would dream of Rockingham. Dream, literally. And I opened up. I want to thank NASCAR and Bob Sargent and everybody. I was the first person yesterday for the truck race. I stood in front of 15,000 people and I said, I'm jacked up on Mountain Dew. Woo! Crowd went nuts. It was awesome. I love you all. And I said, 24 years ago, I won my last NASCAR Xfinity race here. And I've dreamed of coming back to the Rock every night ever since. And NASCAR is back in Rockingham. I had a wonderful trip to the Rock. And we're going to talk about it all week long. There's a lot of different stories. All right, everybody. It's a wonderful day here, said Herman Munster. It's a shitty bang bang day in St. Louis, but my race car is ready to go. So I'll be ready for next week. Let's see if we got good weather next week. But I'll be watching the, let me see what time is it. The ARCA race should be soon. I think it starts at 1 Eastern time. And then the Xfinity race. Oh, I want to say this. I like Connor Zillich. Connor came up and showed me a lot of respect. He said, Herman, I know you were good here. Tell me how you got around here. I like Connor Zillich. He's high on my radar now. All right. ARCA at 1. Xfinity starts at 4 Eastern Standard Time. on the CW. That's just channel 11 here. That's just a normal everyday channel we've had ever since I've been a kid. Channel 11 in St. Louis, the CW. All right, everybody. Have a great Saturday.